Hello. Welcome to Big Questions. In this video, we will talk about How to Sell Anything to Anybody by Joe Girard in collaboration with Stanley Brown, which is a very different book than any other book that speaks about selling and buying. The writer is not like any author. He has written this book to offer a range of advice about mastering the art of selling and buying. The author Girard was an unsuccessful man, whose life had been a series of fiascos. Since he started working at the age of 8 because he was descended from a poor family and had to leave school to work to meet his personal needs. He was fired from more than 45 jobs and was a real loser until the age of 35, then he became the world's most successful salesman, and was registered in the Guinness record as a result of selling 13,000 cars in just 2 weeks while working as a sales employee at Ford Company. But what was so impressive is, he sold this number of cars as pieces, not complete cars. The car parts he sold at this time amounted to more than 250,000 cars, which made the world's attention turn to him as the most successful salesman in the world. Moreover, he received offers from more than 70,000 international companies around the world to work for them, but he refused and insisted on continuing with the Ford Company. What is the story of this man and how did he become so? This is what you will know through the book How to Sell Anything to Anybody. After the author of How to Sell Anything to Anybody got the title of the world's most successful salesman, and having received all these offers from global companies, he traveled to most countries of the world as a lecturer, although he did not complete his education, only to give lectures on how to sell anything to anybody. He was awarded an honorary doctorate from 4 world universities, and the writer Stanley Brown was able to convince him to present his experience in this prestigious book, which has been in the top sales for 8 years. In the first pages, the book reviews John Girard's autobiography, detailing the story of the suffering he experienced with a father who treats him violently, harshly, and his mom who has no power but to encourage her son from time to time, so that he can be relieved of this. Then the author moves to the jobs he worked in, that are more than 45 jobs, as he started with cleaning shoes in the streets, selling newspapers to individuals in the streets, delivering orders to homes, cleaning farms for calves, and also working in factories, as he worked as a traveling assistant and also as a domestic servant. Then he explains after that he was never embarrassed about all those simple jobs, but that he owes them credit, saying, "I learned the first lesson for sale from wiping shoes in my attempt to take a tip over the value of what I did." Then the writer also addresses another stage he went through, which is a problem because he fought with another young man because of triviality. The matter turned to the judiciary, and he was imprisoned for several months. The most important period, which changed his life, then came at the hands of a man who offered him a job in house building. Girard worked for him, and over time the man provided him with a small house to live in. As time went on, Girard became the right hand of that man who was very wealthy, and he was taught the rules of selling and buying. Furthermore, Girard learned the meaning of the word commission by buying some things, then selling, and getting profit from them. That rich man owned a small enterprise. It conducts shipping and unloading activities for various companies. After the rich man got older, he left this institution to Girard as a gift for what he gave him all his life. Girard didn't believe himself, even though it was too small and not making too much profit, but he continued to work in this institution and learned a lot during that period until the crucial moment came. When there was a shipping deal between the institution and Ford, and when the delegate visited Girard, he was able to sign a deal with the representative, despite his skills, which made him a very large profit at this time, and when the representative returned to the sales director at Ford, the man was surprised by Joe's skills. He immediately contacted him, set an appointment, made an offer to join the company as a salesman with a salary plus a commission. He went into that job alongside the management of his small enterprise. After a while, he was able to prove himself a successful delegate. The author then reviews the crucial phase of his life and how he was listed from a small sales delegate to the company's most important one. Smoothly and easily, he could sell anything to anybody that he was able to sell catalogs to Ford worth more than $600,000. It is known that these catalogs are not sold, but rather that they are given as a gift. But he did it as a challenge to a sales manager who told him that if he could sell this amount that doesn't even sell, he would resign, and Girard would be Ford's new head of sales. Girard sold that much in as little as 15 days, and then the final chapters of the book come to review the author's perspective and way of sales and mastery. Perhaps the most important thing the author mentioned in this regard was how he valued the customer, who refused to be called that. He said that this was a vilification of the client. He was not a customer, but rather the most important person on the planet. He described that when he deals with a client, a woman or a man, he imagines that there's only that person on the planet, and that he is the only one who can give him what he can live with, so he gives him the great attention he deserves. In this regard, the author reviews more than one chapter to try to prove how important it is to respect, time, taste, and achieve the highest benefit of the client. Then comes the rule, which Girard called the base of 250. It is the rule that was adopted by the British Harvard University as a basic rule in the field of sales and marketing. Girard reviews this rule in detail, saying that he discovered it when he attended a funeral, and observed that the funeral convener had placed 250 chairs for the revered. Girard asked him how he knew that the 250 people would be attending the funeral. He told him that this comes from experience. When he looked at how many people were invited to the funeral, he realized that they were 250. Then after that, he went to one of the weddings, and he looked and found also that there were 250 cups prepared for the attendees, and when he asked the party organizer, he answered him with the same answer as well. Here Girard realized that everyone as a group of individuals must attend his funeral or parties even if they are not his relatives. Hence his theory says, when you sell something perfect, complete specifications, 85% satisfying to a client, you know for sure that you've acquired another 250 customers. And he says that applying this rule in his work is the secret to his success. Thank you for watching. We have given you a pleasant journey to a book summary of how you sell anything to anybody. If you find it interesting and useful, share it, so that others can learn what's the secret behind all this success until some of it is applied. And do not forget to leave a comment for us to tell us your successful experience, and also if you have experience in the field of sales to teach others how to benefit from your experiences in this field.
With